Next, in fact, we should have asked Peter Loftus, can MPs be funny? It's no laughing matter, maybe it was. A West Midlands MEP has just come off stage from her first ever comedy show. What's more, she chose the Edinburgh Festival to make her debut. The We Demand a Referendum Now MEP is Nikki Sinclaire and is with us on the phone. Hi, Nikki.
Hi, good afternoon.
So, tell us first the idea behind this stage show of yours.
Well, the idea was I've been an MEP for 4 years, and sometimes I'm sitting there, I don't know whether to laugh or cry. And it's a melting pot of different, 28 different countries, so lots of experiences. And I just thought, well, I would share some of those experiences with an audience. Okay, and are these one-liners? Are these stories, or what are they? Most of them, are observational. There's the odd one-liner in there. There is a couple, but generally it's observational humour, really. Okay, and how did it go? It went really well. The average audience in Edinburgh is 6. But I quadrupled that. We had about 24, 25 people there, and we also raised, I think it was about £33 for Help for Heroes, so it went really well. Right, so they all donated £1 each by the sounds of it? No, well, you just have a bucket and people putting something in the bucket when you leave. So is this a publicity stunt, or actually might we see you on stage? Well, it's not really public. I've always been a fan of Edinburgh and that, and I just thought, wow, that'd be a good laugh. And it was a bit of a laugh that got out of hand. To be honest, I wasn't really expecting to do a full show like I've done today, and just got out of hand. But yeah, the adrenaline's pumping. I'm quite glad I've done it, actually. It was an experience. Can you share some of the material with us? I mean, I can provide you, actually, with immediately more than 25 people. We can provide you with tens of thousands. They're now hanging on your every word and waiting to fall with some gusto. Well, there was obviously, as I say, a lot of observations. A couple of the one-liners were, what's the difference between the EU and organised crime? One of them is organised. And the other one, which I started with, was knock knock. Who's there? Levy. Levy? Oh, hang on. Levy who? Exactly. At least all on the same page. Okay, yeah. So I also talked about some of the characters in there. We've obviously got, the local Labour MEP, Michael Cashman, that lives in London. He was obviously Colin in EastEnders, so we talked about him. We talked about Von Rompuy and Cathy Ashton. Do you remember when they were appointed? They said, they would need to stop the traffic in China. Well, I think that comical antidote, the chicken, has more chance of stopping the traffic in Beijing than Cathy Ashton. So, it was that type of thing. And, of course, my dear old friend Nigel Farage, I obviously poked a bit at fun at him. And, what did you say? What did you say? Well, I was my experience, telling about my experiences, the fact that he's a bit of a control freak and, wishing that the BBC would push him a bit more because he's not very educated, he never went to university or anything. And, I was just telling people how he'd only ever read one book in his life, and that was George Orwell's Animal Farm, and he thought that was an instruction manual. Has anyone ever told you you're wasted in politics, Nikki Sinclaire? Probably, yes. I know. From our previous item, Mid-Worcestershire MP Peter Luff is here with immediate critical review. Of course, he is a member of the Conservative Party, so may have his own views. Go on, Peter. Well, I think the answer... hang on, come on much further. Okay, yeah, I think the answer was politicians. The joke about a politician, they get elected, isn't that the thing? What's the joke? I can't remember. Oh, hang on, no, she's you're just as bad as she is. My favourite. Why should you never marry a tennis player? I don't know. Because love means nothing to them. Oh, well, there you go. I tell you what. In either department, be it comedy or politics, I don't know that I'd like to be stuck in a lift with either of you the nicest possible way. Well, you know what the problem is, and one of the inspiration is that Eddie Izzard says he's going to run for mayor of London in 2020. Does he? And I just don't think we need any more comedians in politics. We've had 2 comedic mayors of London, Boris and Le Ken. We don't need any more comedians in politics.